Right, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and like I alluded to, because I'm really excited about starting doing the showdown, is I have for you session 10 of my custom KDM campaign, and this is Lantern Year 3, the showdown against the White Lion level 1. Alright, confirmed voice list sounds good. And so, fortunately for this showdown, I start out in an ambush. That's why I'm starting out so close to the White Lion. I can actually start wherever I want, and I get to attack first. And so I'm set up in a situation now that 3 of my 4 people are going to attack, and one's going to go ahead and loot and get 2 distance, is the idea. I think even this person, what I might do is attack and then run this direction. That way the lion will be going this way, is the idea, but we'll see. But starting off in a great position, and I go first. And in case you didn't see the hunt, I am starting off with better weapons. Really the bone club instead of Twilight Sword, and I have somebody decked out in at least armor in all of their body. And everyone actually has at least 3 survival this time. Actually, 3 of 4 have 4 survival, so I've been able to absorb more hits and hopefully not have anybody die. And I'm not going to loot this tree, but I'm going to use it to game the system with the grass, so people can, if I don't want someone to be a target, they can hide. Wrap around. Ideally, I want the line to be over here. That way when it rushes, there's only so far it can move, so I can trap it. That's what I want to do as well. And I also want to loot this, because this is a dead monster. And I want to see what riches that could have. So, let me get a swig of coffee, and then we shall begin. It's almost the fact that I want to have the monster run a far distance. You know, like if I had everybody hide back here, and then the monster came at me, you can attack it. It just, he's got to move that he runs away. So that's always a possibility also. Like, I don't know what he's going to do. I want to trap the monster if possible. I also want to have the targets be in the grass. That way I have a higher chance of dodging a hit. Alright, so let us proceed with the plan. So the first thing I'm going to do is loot here. So I do, as an action, I can scavenge. That's a 7. On a 7+, gain 1 random resource from a monster resource deck of your choice. Archive this terrain. So that's very interesting, because I can do any monster deck I want. But I believe even in the rules, it's probably something I've encountered, but it doesn't stipulate. But since I have this hard-on to try to get the complete my White Lion set, I'll do the White Lion deck, is what I'll do. But it's a random resource from a monster deck of my choice. So I found a lion claw, which is good, but I'm kind of disappointed because what I really need is fur, the white fur. But it's still good. It's a free resource. So that was Snahavium that looted. Let's put that on her thing. And then now she's going to run away. Because technically she has a move, and then she could dash as a move. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way she can hit from the side. Actually, she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 here. That way, in case the monster gets aggro this direction, could then hit. But if he moves, he can move 6, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe she'll move there, just in case he engages. But if he just runs forward, so I'll chance. I'll stay there. So that's her move in action. Get the white lion stats here. The white lion moves on a 6, and toughness is 8, so I need an 8 or higher to hit. I mean to wound. Hit is up to the accuracy of your weapon, plus the evasion of the animal, and accuracy bonus of the survivor. All right, so next up, I want to do probably this guy first, because I want to make sure I get the hit in, because other people could, if anything, run. So I'll do a pounce. Let me see. I believe that's an action and a move. And I move 3 spaces, and then I get +1 strength and +1 accuracy. So he's going to move over 3 spaces as a pounce, and then I'll activate the bone club, which will get +1 strength and +1 accuracy. All right, so the speed is a 4, and then I'll hit on a 5. Of course, if I shot, well, but I want him to get his attack, so I hit on a 5 because of the bonus from White Lion Goat. So I have a 2 6s, that's 2 hits. Make sure I don't trip on the cord this time. So we got a straining neck and beast tricep. Definitely gonna do neck first because that's the throat, could get a kill. So definitely doing that first. I mean, if you hit someone's neck, I'm assuming I could, going for the throat and all. So strength is +1. So strength is a 6. And the beast toughness is an 8. So I hit on a 2+. So I'll do the neck first. I hit on a 2 and I crit on a 10. Wow, I rolled a crit. Natural lantern. Critical wound. So I'll do the wound first. That's great to get rid of AI before he even does it. Awesome. You strike at the monster's throat. Roll 1d10 on the table to see what happens. We rolled 3. If I got a 10, it would have been instant kill. But 1 through 9 is paralyzed. The monster is knocked down, which means now I hit on a 3+ for the rest of the round, which is awesome. So monster's knocked down for the rest of the round. And that's the hit. I've already hit. So, okay. So now I'm doing a wound on the tricep, which does something if it fails. Rolled a 4, which is a hit. He only reacts if he fails. So that's 2 hits. And the end of his turn. That was a great turn. Alright, so now next, I'll do this guy, because if he moves and runs away or something, this might be out of range. So I'll do, whoever the fuck the archer is. Voltal. And I'll do the special weapon. I'll do the special bow, arrow, claw head arrow. So I roll 1. My speed's 2, but it's slow, so this arrow can only shoot once. But I succeed on a 3+ because it's knocked down, as opposed to a 6+. Christ, a 1? Really? So unfortunately, you can only use the arrow once per showdown period, so it's already been used. So I'll mark as to show that it missed. I can only shoot it once. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so that was the turn. I could have her move and not be a target, but it's a cumbersome weapon, so I want to stay in range. So lastly, I'll do Citroni and do some Qatar action. Knife, knife, knife in the butt. So Citroni speed is a 2. But I hit on a 3+ because it's knocked down. So I got 2 hits, 2 6s. And we got Beast Femur and Beast Ribs. One of them says there's something that happens if he gets wounded, so I'll do that one last. Okay. And to wound, for the Qatar, the strength is only a 3, so I hit on a 5+, but I hit, but my luck is a 3. So on a 5+ I'll hit, and on a 7+ I critical hit. A 2, so that's a miss. That goes away. Next up is the Ribs, which is a 2. Fucking shit. That sucks. But it happens, you know. It's like I got hits in, I just can't penetrate that butt, you know. He's got a thick butt. Alright. So unfortunately that was a miss. But I got 2 hits initially, so that is good. Hopefully got rid of some good cards. So now it's the monster's turn. He's only knocked down until the beginning for the rest of the round. So now it's the monster's go. And I already looted this, so this goes away. I don't think I can loot this multiple times, but let me check. Yeah, it's archived after you loot. Okay, so that's archived. Okay, monsters go. Bloody Claw. This might be a problem because it's an A card. So, the closest survivor with the most bleeding tokens So the reason why I'm pausing is I'm trying to see how to interpret this. It says, does it mean that I go to the closest survivor with the most... It says go closest survivor with the most bleeding tokens. But no survivors have any bleeding tokens. So does that mean it's random target that's closest? Or does it mean that since there's no one with bleeding tokens that I can't do that choice? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The closest survivor with the most bleeding tokens. No one has any bleeding tokens, though. I'm just trying to determine what this means. Who has the most bleeding tokens? No one has any, so it'd just be the closest survivor. Am I reading that correctly? I'm assuming... That's kind of saying like you go to someone who's a threat, and if no one's a threat, then you go next. I mean, I interpret this as... I don't know, it's hard. Like, I'm not trying to game system. I'm trying to interpret, like, the behind this. Like, is the purpose of this Bloody Claw the fact that you're trying to go after blood, but no one has any blood? Close survivor with the most bleeding tokens. No one has any bleeding tokens. You know what? Let me see if I can't Google that right quick to see how it's supposed to interpret. So 1 second. Call it Bloody Claw Rules Kingdom Death Monster. if no one has any bleeds, does he still do it? Okay, according to this, let me see. Huh. I see back and forth. I don't see a real answer. Let me see. I just don't know if the criteria is go the closest survivor, because normally the check is verbatim what it says. So you say, go after this, this, this. If that's not satisfied, go to the next thing. This, 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 this. Alright. Looks like he's attacking someone. He's attacking someone with the claw, but he has advantage. He's definitely wants to go after someone that has blood. This person drew blood. He's closest. I'll say he's targeting him. All right. So he does speed 2, accuracy 2. Does he have any evasion? No. 0 evasion. Well, no, +2 for here. So he has. So that means he hits on a 4+ and does 2 damage, and then after damage, more shit happens. Okay. So it's a 4 and a 9. So that's 2 hits. And we'll see where it hits. Chest and... can't even read that. Chest and chest. So 2 to the chest. So, and that's alt core. So you can only do one of these actions once per. So he's gonna take 2 he's gonna take 2 damage twice. So he's gonna do 1 survival to stop 1 attack, so he's at 3 survival. And then he takes 2 damage to his chest, which hits his armor. So he's at 0 body. And then it said, after damage, the target suffers -1 survival and gets 2 bleed tokens. So he loses another survival, so now he's at 2. And then gets 2 bleed tokens. If you get 5 bleed tokens, you die. But since he's targeted, also gets +1 insanity, which was by design, so insanity is 2. Okay. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's a bad one. A's are worse than B's, and legendaries are worse than A's. So That is one, and there's 3 A's in this deck, and I don't know what 2 cards we got rid of. So, all right, so that's the monster's move. Now it's back to us. Good news is he wasn't knocked down or anything stupid. He just took some damage. So I definitely want to have someone heal the bleeds just to be safe. So I may have Snahavium run around and heal him just to be safe. But he can also attack from there since he has Cumbersome Weapon, which is great. I believe to heal, though, you have to be adjacent? I'm sorry, Citroni has the weapon. So he can come around here and heal. And he removes 2 from himself or adjacent survivor. Okay, so I'll do that first. I'll have him move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the grass. And then, as an action, heal 2 wounds on him. Okay. And then, next up, I'll have her go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and be in the butt. But I'll be a little bit closer, so I'll go there. And she'll attack. His turn's over. I'm just doing this to mark, that way I know whose turn's whose. Alright, so Snahavium rolls 2 dice and hits on a 7. Four and an 8, so I got 1 hit. We got Strange Hands. Something happens if you fail. Now, she crits on a 6+. She hits on a 5, crits on a 6. That's a 3, so that's a miss. And something happens if you fail. Instinctively striking back, the white lion's oddly human hand darts forward. Perform a basic attack on the attacker. So he's going to turn and now do a basic attack. Basic attack is here. So that's a 9 and a 2, so that's 1 hit. And that's 1 damage to the waist, which we'll just take. Because we got that loincloth, you know? So 0 to waist, and this is 0 to body. Okay. Alright. So that's her turn. I definitely want to get the strike in while he's still in range. Because even if he attacks him, unless he drags, she can still get a shot. So we'll do Alt Core next. Where's the token thing? Alt Core's next. Alt Core rolls 4 dice and hits on a 6. We got 2 hits. We have a 6 and a 9. So we got Beast Tail and Beast Back. Both, there's going to be a movement that happens, but one's a reflex, so I'll definitely do the Beast Back first. Just because reflex, he'll move regardless afterwards. All right. So his hits are really good. So he hits on a... His strength is 5, so hit on a 3+ and crit on a 10. Hit on a 3, crit on a 10. So that's a 9, so that's really high, but it's just a hit. but it's good, so I didn't fail. So I did 1 damage. This only reacts if you failed. Alright. 1 damage. Now we do the next one, the Beast Tail. That's 9. Again, it's 1 hit. But then there's a reaction. That's the end of his turn. Full move monster forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Any survivors passed over suffer grab. So they're not knocked down, they just suffer grab, which is knocked down and in front of the monster. So this monster moves full move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she moves back here and is knocked down. Monster moves forward and target suffers 1 damage to chest. That's Nahavium, the chest, so it takes light damage. Okay. And so now this shot's out of range, but I could definitely get closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even these people are out of range. But I could set up for another attack. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just be ready. Nothing else special to do. The other thing I could do is I could dash and spend 1 survival and then be able to do a volley of attacks. I could do that too. Most likely she's going to be the target anyway, so I could just spend it to get free hits. I could do that. It's dangerous, but it's a way to get more hits. Yeah, because maybe I could crit. I'll do that. So I'll use a dash to move to here. That way with a cumbersome, I could still attack. So I use 1 survival to dash. So she goes from 3 to 2. So I dashed, and now I attack. Okay, so let me move this back. So the attack is... I'm going to kill myself doing that. 2 dice that hit on 7. I got a 9 and a 10, so that's 2 hits. Very cool. We got Beast Heal and Beast Temple. I'll do the first one first just because it doesn't have a failure condition. All right, and to wound, strength is 3, but luck is a 3. So I hit on a 5 and I crit on a 7. Hit on 5, crit on 7. So that's a crit, because I got an 8. So critical wound. So 1 wound. And then you clip the tensed muscles of the heel. Your precise attack ruins the monster's straining tendon. The white lion is knocked down. Awesome. Unfortunately, it's the end of the round. Persistent injury, ruptured tendon. When the white lion starts its movement, roll 1d10. On a result of 1, he falls down again. Awesome. So that goes here, because it's a trait. Persistent. And then I have the other wound. I already forgot. Hit on a 5, crit on a 7. It's an 8, so it's not a crit. And because I crit, there's no reaction. That's another wound. That's good. Got a lot of wounds. Good. Beast Temple. The blow wallops the white lion's head, causing shockwaves of blinding pain. Another persistent injury. Whenever the white lion draws an AI card, roll 1d10. On a result of 1 or 2, discard the card and end the monster's turn. So now the monster, whenever he begins his turn, has a chance of not doing any action at all, and also has a chance of just being falling down to the ground and being knocked down. So that's amazing. These arrows, man, it just fucked up the beast. And the beast is like, oh, I can't think straight, I can't move, I hurt. Which is true, he's at half health. So that's awesome. I think he's at half health. He's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's taken 6 damage out of 11. So yeah. Cool. So that's great hits. So that's the end of our turn. Snahavium is still knocked down, but the lion is not knocked down, but we're going to roll to determine what happens. So first we draw an... Wait, let me see. Do I look at the card? Yeah, okay. So we draw the AI card, which is an alert. So that's going to be bad, whatever it is. Then we roll a d10. On a result of a 1 or 2, it's discarded. It's a 7, so it's not discarded. And then this one says, when the white lion starts its movement, I roll 1d10. So it's only if it moves. It's like it trips, putting weight on that injured Achilles heel. Yo, white lion, take it down. Shout out to Anacros TV. So this is a mood. And we'll see what it does. Haven't seen this one before or in a long time. When a survivor moves into a space within the zone of death, stop their movement, and then they become the priority. If the monster is knocked down, though, you discard alert. It's like he's ready to counterattack. So he can perform a basic action before the person attacks, unless he's knocked down. So, and that's a mood that I can remove, though, with the harp. Now, this says when a survivor moves into a space, not if you're already in the space. So if somebody moves in, he's going to detect, whoa, someone's coming at me. Bad news bears, right? All right. So his action is he got the alert. That's what he's doing. Okay, so now it's our turn. This goes away. He didn't move, so I don't roll for movement as far as the penalty. So I definitely want to just get rid of the mood. So I want to use him to remove the mood. That way I can just wail on people. But I think everyone is also a little far away. This guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but wait, can he move? No, the other guy is who moves 6. So he's too far away. These two are too far away. But I could have them also dash. That's something I could also do. Of course, if I dash, he'll still be too far away, but he could then move into it and hit. I don't think I want to burn his, but I could make it so he's 3 spaces away so he could pounce next turn. But Citroni, I'll burn a dash to get in to go Shank. So I'll have him go first and go... Actually, maybe I'll wait, because if he reacts to damage, he could then be in range to attack. So I'll have him go last, actually. Or second to last. Okay, so I'm going to have him go first and remove the mood. And I could also have him move. So I can go a little bit farther away because he could shoot 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he'll go this far away. And then I'll roll for the Whisker Harp. Strong, roll 1d10. On a result of 6+, discard a mood. It could also be that I completely fail. So we'll see. 5, so I miss. The harp does not work. Now it's only alert if I move into a space within the zone of death. Zone of death is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away. So I moved out of the zone. So this is really dangerous because it's a mood. It's going to trigger whenever I attack next, but he'll still do AI cards. So, but on the other hand, and the alert means it'll always happen. So he'll always counterattack before I attack. So what that means is I really don't want to attack the monster until I get rid of the mood, because otherwise it's like he's going to get to like 5 turns to our 1 turn, right? That's terrible. So I think everyone should hide. So I think I should kite the monster. So unfortunately that was a bust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 4 away. So we can hide. So I'm still not in the zone of death. On the other hand, it says oh, never mind. Alert only happens once. Alert says when someone moves in, stop their movement, and then discard alert to perform. Okay, so it only happens once, so it's not terrible. So maybe I'll just attack anyway. That's actually not terrible. Because actually if I do this right, if I go 1, 2, 3, like this, if I pounce and go 1, 2, 3, I'll then be in zone of death. He'll attack Citroni. He'll attack Elcor. And then I could do my attack. And then this person can do his attack. So actually, this is actually maybe advantageous. So, and I believe pounce, I can just do a move of 3 spaces. It just, after I move 3 spaces, I can then activate a melee weapon and get +1 strength. The question is, do I want to attack with him or him? Okay. So according to alert, that's a counterattack and will happen before I do my attack. After I move, I can activate melee weapon and +1 strength. But this says, when a survivor moves within, stop the movement, gain priority target, and perform basic attack. So if I'm reading this correctly, alert happens immediately, but this step happens after movement. Like, what I'm reading is this. After I move 3 spaces, I can then activate a weapon, but it's an action I can activate, whereas this happens immediately. So I could actually game the system. So I could have him do a pounce to here, and then the line will get an attack, and then I could do my attack with the pounce activated ability. It's kind of like we both see each other and we charge. Rah! I pounce, and he pounces. Rah! It's like what happens with the rah. So he'll get an attack, I'll get an attack, and then he can get an attack. Which also means that I could just keep her here and have her move last and come in from the back. So maybe I'll do that. So I'll have him move in with a pounce by activating the ability. So 1, 2, 3. Activated. Activated pounce. That triggers alert. He's like, what? Someone's coming at me? What the shit? Moves forward. And now alert goes away. But then does a basic action. Oh, for God's sake. I know I could just have it closer to me, but I want you to be able to see all the stuff. That's why I'm walking back and forth. Plus, I think it's good because that way, if I walk back and forth, it'll straighten out my back. Alright, so now he does his counterattack, which is 2 dice. So that's a 2 and an 8. So one of those is a miss. I think. No, because he doesn't have any evasion. His evasion is 0. So, see, if he just had a little bit more evasion, that would have been a miss. So that's 2 hits. That's chest and head. 1 damage. Head goes from 2 to a 1. And the other one is chest, which is light damage. Alright, not bad, not bad, not bad. I've been forgetting to change these too. Model. Next time it's going to be Citrone. Okay, forgetting to go around the horn with the monster controller. Alright, so now I can activate my pounce ability. So I roll 4 dice. And I hit on a 6. So I got a 9, an 8, a 9, a 7. So I got 4 hits. Which you think is good, but it could also be bad because if I roll a trap that counters everything. Like normally I can choose the order of the hits of the wound cards, but if I ever get a trap, I always have to do it first. Alright, so fortunately we're okay. We got Glorious Mane, Beast Brow, Soft Belly, and Beast Elbow. So definitely going to do Glorious Mane last. Because you can't wound an impervious location. Soft Belly looks great. There's no side effects. Elbow, they'll move away. So I'll do it in this order. So really it's like I kind of have 1 miss because of the mane. Doesn't really damage the beast. So these 4. So we'll do Soft Belly first. I'll do this so I remember who's attacking. So he hits on a 6 and crits on a 10. I'm sorry. His strength is 5. So he hits on a 3 and he crits on a 10. Hit 3, crit 10. So that's a 4. So that's it. That's a regular hit and there's no side effects. Unfortunately, 2 of the A cards are here, which really sucks. But we did 1 damage. Okay. Next up, we got Beast Brow. Hit on 3, crit on 10. I'm sorry. No, because he's got bonus accuracy and strength. He actually hits on a 4. Because this adds to strength. So his strength is actually a 6. So he hits on a 2, crits on a 10. Alright, so that's a hit. It's a 4. And there's a reaction to the wound. So that's another hit. And then wound, reaction. Snarling, the monster swats at its attacker. The attacker suffers 1 brain damage, and then there's a basic attack. All right, so 1 brain damage, which he has 2 insanity, so he goes down 1. And then a free attack from the monster, who already got a free attack from the alert, so they're going at it. So it's a 10 and a 3. That's 2 hits. Chest and chest. 1 damage each, but both the chest. That could be bad. So I'm going to take 1 damage to the chest, which will knock him down. But then I'll spend 1 survival to stop the other hit. Because max I can spend is 1 anyway. I mean, max I can spend is 1. But actually, I don't think I could spend survival during an attack. Let me check that. I think I can only spend survival. Let me check. I thought there was something about that. Like, I can't spend a dodge when I'm attacking. But let me check. If so, then I'll go up 1 survival and I'll actually roll on the table. See if something bad happens to my character. We'll see. Because I thought I had read that when you're attacking, you can't dodge. You can only perform 1 dodge per round. It doesn't say. If you're knocked down, you can't dodge, and you can only do 1 dodge per round. So I think that's what it means. So if I did a dodge during the cat's turn, because I topped the round, I then can't use it as a survival when I'm attacking. So I don't believe he spent 1. No. All right, so I'll keep it as is. So he is knocked down, but alive. Okay. And unfortunately, if you're knocked down, you can't do any more hits. So these 2 go away, which is okay because, you know, it is what it is. I say it's okay. It is what it is. All right, but at least 2 more people can still do stuff, which is cool. Oh, and you know what? Also, the beast moved, and whenever the beast moves, I roll a d10. Okay, because when he moved, the beast could have been knocked down. Whenever the beast moves, I have to roll a d10 to see if he falls down. So there's actually only 2 AI cards left, and they're both A cards, which is terrible. So he needs to die quickly. So he's got 3 hit points left, but 2 AI cards remaining that are A level maneuvers, which is bad. Bad news bears. So I'm gonna move her next, get up in the butt, and go chop and go poke. Since in the blind spot. Plus, if I force a movement, at least he'll run toward her again. So she rolls 2 dice. That's a 1 and a 4, so that's 2 misses. So that was very unproductive. But at least she's in the blind spot, so she won't get attacked again. He's in danger because it's more likely to roll a chest than any other thing, because there's 2 sides to die that have chest, and he's already got max damage at chest. Fortunately, he has 1 survival left, but still, like, he's in danger. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I'll attack from the side, just so I don't trigger an attack that then tramples him also. Is the idea there. And then his attack, that's Citroni, rolls 2 dice, but he has a higher chance of evasion and crit. All that jazz. So a 9 and a 10. So that's definitely 2 hits. So we got Beast Scapular Deltoid and Beast Maw. So one has a failure that he moves, so I'll definitely do the Maw first. And he hits on a high number and crits on a high number, so he and remember, whenever he draws AI card, he rolls. Whenever the beast moves, ever he rolls. Determine something bad that could happen to the monster. All right, so strength 3 and luck is 3. So I hit on a 5 and crit on a 7. So that's a miss, and there's a failure thing that happens, unfortunately. The monster roars triumphantly. Roll 1d10. That's an 8. On a 4+, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage and knockdown. So, which ends his turn, unfortunately. And suffers 1 brain damage. So he goes from a 6 to a 5 on insanity. Not bad. He's still got 3 hit points left. Unfortunately, they're both AI. They're both really good attacks, but it's got to maintain. We're doing good. Right now, the only person that's really at risk of dying is the guy in the front, who's most likely going to get attacked. 2 people are knocked down. But they get up at the end of the monster's next turn, and since they're knocked down during my turn, like the survivors go at the end of the turn. So unfortunately, that means, they'll get up after his turn. That's the good thing. All right, so he got alert. Thank God, that's the better of the 2. But when he draws an AI card, I roll, which is a 10, so nothing. Mood, next person that moves within that zone, he attacks. Okay, so now it's my turn. They both get up. So I really need to do the killing blow. I don't want to lose any characters. Gotta be in it to win it. So I definitely want people that could survive an attack to go first in case I antagonize a basic. I could also try to do get rid of the mood, because I want to avoid any free attacks if possible on me. So I'm going to get within range, I'm going to move, and then I'm going to try to do the Whisker Harp again. So I remove the mood on a 6+. It's a 9. Worked. I finally charmed the monster. I mean, the monster's hurt. It's like, hey, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Calm down. It's okay. So I haven't removed it. I've just discarded it. So, phew. All right. So that's her turn. Now I can move in with the Avengers. But still, I want to have whoever attacks be able to absorb a damage if possible. So let's have Snahavium attack first from the butt, because she can attack and then move away. Alright, so she'll attack first. She rolled... Of course, if he attacks first, he's cumbersome. That is also true. I just had this feeling that he's going to get hit in the chest and die. That's what I'm worried about. So I'll have her attack first. She rolls 2 dice. Snahavium, and she hits on a 7. 4 and a 5, 2 misses. That's great. Am I great? I mean, not great. Because I want to kill him this round. Okay, so now she can move. Or I could have her stay there. I think I'll have her stay there, because even if he charged back, she'd still be within range anyway. I'll stay in the blind spot. All right, next up I'll do Citroni. Same thing, rolls 2, hits on a 7. Of course, the other thing I can do is change the targets. I can move Citroni also to the front. And move him to the back, and then just use a blade. I could do that too. That way he's the primary target. I'll do that. I move there. That way I sort of like force who takes the aggro. So I rolled a 1 and a 9, so it's 1 hit. Beast Paw. Something happens if I fail. So Citroni hits on a 5 and crits on a 7. It's a 5, so that's a hit. So at least I get rid of the other nasty card. The alert is actually kind of easy. It's just doing a basic attack just more often. So, great. And this only triggers if I failed, which I didn't. Awesome. That was good. Cool, so now Eltcore is going to move around. That way he's not the primary target. And actually will go this distance away. That way he can charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way he could leap at the I'll say at the dragon, at the monster. I mean, technically he could still do that. No, I want to keep survival. So he's just going to move. And then just chill. He needs to save his survival. Of course, what I could also do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or just stay in here. That way, there's a greater chance he can live. Because I can always go 1, 2, 3 attack. So maybe I'll stay. Maybe I'll move here. That way, I'm safer, and I can pounce 3 to attack. I'll do that. Okay, so he's got 2 hit points left. That's everybody's go. Play it safe. Safer, I should say. All right, so now it's the beast's turn, who we know is going to do alert. And we're going to roll and see if it's knocked down. It's a 4. It's not knocked down. It gets alert. Okay. Alerted. Now, one of the things I want to check is it said whenever you wound the monster. Well, yeah, this will get discarded before I do wound anyway, because this will happen. Well, what I wanted to check is it says whenever you wound the monster, you take from the AI. If there's no AI, you reshuffle this card and you take from AI. But if there's no AI and you do 1 damage, it dies. Which means is if the monster has these out as moods, then theoretically it would have less hit points to kill. It would just be more powerful. But with alert, you'll always discard it before you deal damage anyway. Because once you trigger alert, it goes back. But actually, let me check it right quick just so I know while I'm thinking about it. I believe that's what it said. If that's what it said, that means if you have moods out, it'll actually have less hit points. Because you only take wounds from the AI deck. And you only add the discard deck to the AI deck if there's no AI cards left here. So let me check that right quick. I believe I may be right. Because I remember reading that. Let me look. We're doing good, though. We're doing good. We are doing good. Okay. 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 It definitely says you only take from the AI deck for wounds. I remember reading if there's nothing left in the AI deck, if you do 1 wound, you kill the monster. It doesn't say anything about taking away moods if you deal damage. But I'm looking. So I want to find a mood card just to see if that says anything particular. Otherwise, I think that's how it reads. Okay. Okay. How monsters attack, yes. Collision, survivor's turn. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. One of the things I realized is you can only do, when you roll, when you have the chance at a critical wound, you can only do a critical wound to bypass any toughness if that place can be critically wounded. So for example, if I roll a location card that doesn't have a critical wound effect, then that means I still have to overcome the beast's toughness. Now I don't think I've ever had that situation before because basically every part of the monster has a critical wound. I could be wrong, but because it could be situations that a place can't be critically wounded, it has really high toughness, so in that case it still wouldn't hit. Even though like I may roll like an 8 on luck, it actually wouldn't be a hit if you can't critical wound. All right. So I don't know if there've been any situations about that because most of his stuff has a critical wound, but we'll definitely do that going forward. But I don't see anything about, it said you only take from the AI. I'm just trying to find that right quick. And I hope I didn't just forget what I was doing. Oh, the monster just went and it's our turn. Okay, it's our turn. I'm just trying to find... Maybe it's in the monster section. Okay. Okay. Survival may not be spent during alerts. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I don't believe I spent any during the alert. I don't... I don't see it, so we'll play that way. It says you take from there, so okay, let's play that way. Okay, so he got his alert back. So I'm going to obviously try to remove it. Well, or not remove it. Well, yeah, because otherwise I'll get a free basic attack. I'll try to remove it anyway. There's really no reason not to. So that's a 4, so that's a miss. So now someone's just going to have to eat it. And the alert only happens when a survivor moves into a space within zone of death. So I just won't move. Or I'll do my move. Well, shit. I don't want to move him. So I'm not moving. So I'll just attack. So if I just attack, this doesn't trigger. When a survivor moves into the space. I'm not moving in the space. I'm already in the space. Okay, so I'll attack with Snahavium. That's 4 and a 6. And she hits on a 7. So that's 2 misses. Man, she's been missing like 3 times in a row now. I don't want to move him because I'll trigger it, so I'll just attack. That's a 6 and a 4, and that's also 2 misses. Son of a bitch, man. Jesus. Citroni, I really just want to stay there. So I'll just end this turn. So now it's Monster's turn. Monster has no AI cards, so we'll just do a basic attack. He's not moving, so he's not going to trip, so I'll roll for that. I only roll for the AI card if I draw one, so he just could do a basic attack. So that's a 9 and 10, so it's 2 hits. That's the hand and foot. 1 damage. On Citroni. So 1 to hand, light damage, and 1 to foot, light damage. Okay. Now it's our turn. So I'll try to remove the mood. 6 plus. It's a 6. So the mood's gone. Well, it's discarded. Now it's here. Now, I'll attack with Citroni. Snahavium in the back. A 5 and a 7. Finally got a hit. We got Fleshy Gut. Now, Snahavium, she hits on a 5 and critical hit on a 6. It's a 9, so it's a critical hit, and you can critical wound on this. So that's 1 damage. So now the monster has no AI cards. I only have to do 1 damage left. Critical wound on the Fleshy Gut. The white lion vomits all over you. It feels awesome. Gain 1 random basic resource and 3 insanity. So if he's vomiting, I'm assuming then he would turn just thematically, because I'm hitting him in the... I attacked from behind. Well, thematically, it seems like he should turn if he's going to vomit on me. So thematically, I'm going to do that. And then vomits. Gain 1 random basic resource and 3 insanity. Wait, who is that? Snahaven gets 3 insanity, so now she's at 11, because she was at 8. And this should have been rotated. I don't know how many times it went, so I'll just say it wasn't her. I've been forgetting to move this. Almost to the point that maybe I shouldn't even play with this, because they even say if you're playing by yourself, since you're the same player, you know. Christ. Anyway, for the sake of this, I'll say that it wasn't her. Because then I'd be kind of gaming the system, because I want it to be her. And then also get one basic resource, which I've already shuffled. So we get we don't know what the fuck it is, which is the best type because I can use it for anything. Fantastic. And ironically, she's also been getting all the resources. She found a claw and she found something? Question mark. Cool. So that's her turn. Now I only have to deal one more damage. So next up, I'll do from the back, Citroni. And the other thing I gotta flag is to say who's done damage. I've been forgetting to do that. I know she's done damage. I don't think he's hit the entire game, if I recall. Both of these people I think hit. I think he got at least one, and he got at least one. So, only because you can only gain weapon proficiency if you hit once with your weapon, and I also get to use this to track doing that. So I believe the only person that never hit was the bow. She's only done the harp. Okay. So now Saturni's going to attack. That's an 8 and an 8. So that's 2 hits. The fact we're getting lower in the deck, there's a higher chance of getting that trap card. Which is a trap card. Clever ploy. Clever girl. The attacker's caught in the White Lion's ruse and is savagely mauled and doomed. So it's a basic attack, but cannot spend survival. So he's going to turn and go chompity chomp. And then this doesn't happen. And then this is reshuffled. And basic attack. So I'm going to shuffle first. What's also interesting I didn't realize is if you do clever ploy when the monster's knocked down, he'll immediately get up. It's like he's laying a trap, thematically. So he has no AI cards left, though. I just have to deal 1 damage to the monster. So all he's going to do is basic attacks, which hits very weakly. So he's just got to survive. The problem is if he does 1 damage to an area which you already have suffered heavy damage, that's going to instantly be on the table. So... And that's why I had him run away. Because if he takes 1 damage, he's fucked. And he only has 1 survival left. If he takes 1 damage to his chest, anyway. So it's good he had chest armor. Otherwise, he'd be dead sooner. And it's also why I want him to be the priority attack. The tank. That's also why I need armor on everybody. And that's also why you want to rotate targets. Because notice I had it that he wasn't a target. And then if he was, at least he got a chance at evasion. So... some method to my madness, right? All right, so now we have a new hit deck. Now he does his basic attack. He rolls twice. Does he have evasion? He does. He has evasion of 2. Am I reading that correctly? Evasion 2? Yeah. So he hits on a 4+. It's a 3 and a 6, so only 1 hit. To the foot. 1 hit to the foot of Citroni. You know what? I'll just spend a survival and dodge it. He's at 4 anyway. I don't want to get knocked down. Cool. So that was the end of his turn. So now it's a new turn, so he could spend another survival, which is because the top of the turn is the monster. So the question is, do I want to rush in with this guy and attack? I kind of don't want to chance it, because if he gets hit in the chest, he could die. So I'll let it be the monster's turn. I don't want to chance it. So the arrow person's going to be the next priority target. I mean, not priority target. If it gets targeted, we get 1 insanity. The monster now can only do basic actions, so he's gonna the closest survivor in field of view, which is Citroni. 2 attacks, hits on a 4+. 8 and a 5, that's 2 hits. We got to the head and to the hand. And that's Citroni. So the head, he's got 3, so that's fine. He goes down to 2. And then the hand, I'll spend a survival, so I'm at 2. And I'll flag these somehow so I know that I've spent a survival, because otherwise I don't remember. So I'll do this. Spend a survival this round. Okay. That way, if he counters attacks, I can't spend another survival dodge because I've already done that. Cool. So that's our turn. So I've gotten hits with everybody. Citroni, Snahavium, Elkor got at least 1 hit. Snahavium did a lot of damage. Citroni did some damage. Vottle doesn't have weapon proficiency yet because it hasn't aged, so it doesn't really matter. But I could also shoot for the fuck of it. But I would rather keep people in range in case he dashes toward me. So I'll do in the butt first. So that's a 9 and a 5, so that's 1 hit. Beast chest. Something happens if I fail. Let's see, I hit on a 5 and I crit on a 7. No, her hit on a 5, crit on a 6. And that's a miss. Fantastic. And something happens if I missed. Also fantastic. Failure. Full move, monster forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Any survivors passed over suffer grab. But before he moves, he rolls to see if he trips. Which is a 9, so it does not trip. So he moves 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He moves to here. And then moves to here. And he's knocked down. And then suffers 1 damage. To head. Citroni 1 damage to head, and also remember I've already spent a survival, so that's heavy damage to head. Okay. He's knocked down, so I could pick him up. So I could spend a survival to pick him up, because everyone else is way out of range, which I'll probably do to try to finish him off. So I'll use the dude back here. Let me check. I don't know if encourage, if I have to, I believe encourage I could be anywhere, but let me check. I don't remember if I could be anywhere or if I have to be adjacent. Oh, it's anywhere. It's just like, you just yell at the person. Okay. So Volatile was going to spend 1 survival, because it's at 2, to encourage. Oh, wait. Oh, I never flagged encourage all these people. They should all have it. Because I got that from language. Yeah. Whoops. Let me update all these sheets. Unless I'm wrong. Everyone by default has dodge, but I thought from language you got encourage. I'll definitely double check. I'll check that right now, actually. Could have sworn I read that. Yeah, language, you get encourage. Okay. So you can spend encourage to pick him up so he's not knocked down. Like, hey, you can do it, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. All right, so now he's going to move. Well, some of these people could dash, too. It's like, and he hasn't moved it. So, like, he encouraged, I could now move. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move in here. That way it's safer. So this person could also dash. Oh, no, this person already took a turn. And this person's out of range. This is going to sit there. For sure. So he's now going to move and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way he's hiding and in the blind spot. Which is fantastic because he's got good dodge. And really attack that butthole. And end this. A 9 and a 5. That's one hit. Beast Knee. So Citroni hits on a 5 and crits on a 7. That's an 8, so that's a critical hit. The monster is now dead. Let's see if anything happens from this. Critical wound to the knee. The white lion's knee twists unnaturally and shatters. The white lion gains a -1 movement token, but falls down dead, bleeding out from his knee. We did it! We did it. Beast is dead. And we almost lost somebody, but we didn't. I controlled who the lion went after by having someone that was, a bigger threat in his face. So that worked out. All right, so we already got 2 resources. Now we get 4 more resources of basic and lion. And hope to God that we get 2 furs. We may not get any furs. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I hope I get 2 furs. I want to complete the set. Of course, I would need to get 2 hides and 2 furs, but we'll see. It's possible. It's possible. I'm putting these away because we're definitely not going to fight the white lion next time. All right, so let's see what we get. So for resources, we got a Curious Hand, which I don't think I've ever seen that before. I'll show it to you. I'll show you all these cards, actually. Curious Hand. When you gain this, a random survivor gains 1 insanity. So I roll to determine who gets 1 insanity. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and re-roll if it's 9 or 10. So Voltol gets 1 insanity. Which is good, because I think she took a hit there. So now her insanity goes from 1 to 2. Nice. And then we got a Eye of Cat. A perfectly preserved eye. There's a piece of jewelry you can make with that you need the Eye of Cat, so that's interesting. See if that's worthwhile. Next up is Great Cat Bones. This is for like making a bow. I'm not getting any fur. Oh, I got a white fur. Yay. Nice. Luscious and soft to the touch. So I got a fur. So I can at least make 1 more piece of armor for the set. Nice. And then we get 4 basic resources. First one is Monster Hide. Great. I needed a hide and a fur to make 1 of those pieces. Great. Got 1 of those. Wow, that was a good throw. That just snuck in there. And we got a Monster Bone. And so for this, the end of the stream, I'm just going to do the rewards for the battle. Kind of like when you, the end of Monster Hunter World, I'm doing the rewards for the battle, but we're not going to do back at camp, because that's the settlement phase. We got a Monster Organ, which says if you consume it, you can archive to get a parasite to allow you to archive all consumable gear in your gear grid. I'm not sure why you would do that, but okay. And we got a skull. It's interesting I keep getting skulls because I don't think I've gotten any skulls last campaign. It's interesting. When you gain this, a survivor of my choice gains 1 insanity. So I'm definitely going to give somebody that is lacking in the insanity points. So I think I'll give it to Eltcore to use at 2. That way when they go out next time, they'll be at 3 and be insane. So I'll give it to Eltcore. Cool. So the resources that we've gained in total is we got these cat parts and these organs. So we got 10. So we got, looks like a good combination of bones and organs and hides, actually. Pretty good ratio. All right, and then the last thing I do is update what people's hunt experience and weapon proficiency. That's all part of the immediate. So everyone goes up 1 hunt experience, and then if they just get the hunt experience 2, we trigger an age event, and if anyone used their weapon proficiency weapon in battle and did 1 damage, then they also gain 1 proficiency in that. Okay, so we'll start with Snahavium. She gains 1 age, so is now at hunt 4, and then did hit with her weapon, and so goes to 2 in proficiency. Citroni goes to 3 hunt experience, and did hits with the weapon, so goes to 1 weapon proficiency in Qatar. They're both using Qatars. I had switched to Citroni. I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the hunt session last video. If you can switch to hunt weapon proficiency whenever before you go to a hunt, if you at least got the hunt experience 2, it just whenever you switch to proficiency, it wipes out all proficiency you had stacked and leveling it. So once you stick with a weapon, you have to stick with it. But since it was spear, it's like, well, who gives a fuck? Might as well start leveling that just in case. Okay. Next up is Eltcore, who gets his first hunt experience of 1, and doesn't do anything with proficiency because it was not age 2 yet. And then lastly, we got Voltal, who goes to hunt experience 2 and does trigger the age event. And we'll see what that does. So we get to see a little bit of story. And then that'll be the end of the stream. And definitely also the last stream of today. I was just super excited to do this. I was like, oh shit. Okay, age 107. So I can now select a weapon proficiency. And then I roll to gain a stat. So I'm going to have Volatile proficient in... I can really pick anything. I could do arrow. I could do... But I'll stick with what she was doing. So I'll have her be proficient in bow. Type will be bow. And now I roll for a stat. I believe I roll 2 dice. 2d10. So it's a 9. Sorry. A 9 is gain 1 permanent strength, which is good for the bow. That way it's a higher chance of doing damage. So plus 1 strength. So that means her strength of the bow is now a 4. All right. Cool. So now I got my rewards. Everybody leveled up with experience and any proficiencies. And that's the end of the showdown. So my next stream is going to be the settlement phase, not including planning for departure. So we'll see what happens during that. If there's a Nemesis Encounter, which I believe there is, the stream will not include the Nemesis Encounter. So I'll do all the settlement stuff, then the Nemesis Encounter, then I'll have another stream for the settlement phase separately, if I could then do stuff afterwards, and then separately will be the hunt, and separately another showdown. Now, I don't believe if there's a Nemesis Encounter that you still do a hunt. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but they'll all be separate is what I mean. Even though the Nemesis Encounter is in the settlement phase. Okay? Alright, so that's it. We lived, nobody died, we got materials, we could at least make one piece of gear. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough to complete the set. But you know what? That's okay. We just, incremental. We did get a cat eye, and I know you can make something really cool with that, which we'll explore next time. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, this is Ismortah, and I'll catch you next time. The next stream will be the summit phase for Lantern Year 4. Thanks for watching.